Now, we all know what a Karen is these days. You know, it's kind of a bossy, entitled woman who often just goes off and asks to see the manager, that kind of thing. They pretty much always, though, all of the examples I can see of this phrase of this is a Karen are American. So, you know, being originally from the United States, I take that a little bit to heart, and it's a little bit exhausting to always be the one who's being the Karen or having to represent the Karen or having to, you know, speak on behalf of the Karens. But then I saw this, I was very excited. In the Irish Times in Dublin, it's an Irish Karen.
Irish Karen.
Irish Karen, which is tricky because it combines the adorableness of the Irish language with the awfulness of white privilege.
Right.
It's not a mix. That was a good impression, wasn't it?
I'm scared about how close to the line we can get before this becomes offensive, and I wasn't quite sure with that. But
but let's see. Let's absorb the Karen. In this case, she's actually named Dolores, but let's absorb a little bit of the
Dolores. It's spelled Dolores, but it's pronounced Karen.
Dolores, but it's pronounced exactly. Yeah. Here she is.
Crime been committed. Yeah. Can you identify yourself? You're required under the Securities Act to identify yourself.
Now, that's part of the Securities Act. Is I'm going to scan your face. My QR code app isn't working. Can you hold still? I'm just trying to. I can never get these things to work here. I just hold still. Just let me. Got it. There we go.
Just signed into his.
So
face.
she was. So who is Dolores? Why is she doing this? And what is she trying to get at?
My name is Dolores Cahill. I'm one of the election candidates, and I want to supervise the vote. And no one has any authority to restrict our entry.
Yep. So classic Karen there. She's got, you know, the sound of authority, but without anything to back it up and behind it. She's filming the whole thing because she thinks she's going to show it to people who are going to give a shit. But it is so nice to hear that without the American accent. It really means a lot to me to hear it from someone else. And I think it's important to know that this is not just a U.S. thing, right? So we've got Dolores there, and we've also got her colleague. Let's hear what she has to say.
There's a thing called the Constitution that you have to follow. And there's a thing called law that you have to follow.
Woo! USA pops up in there. This is in Ireland, for Christ's sake. Why is it always an American accented person going off about the Constitution? Does Ireland even have a Constitution? I don't know. No one cares. But it's just obvious that she was there totally as a distraction, right? That was the whole purpose of that whole constitutional thing. Because watch what Dolores did while the American was going on about the Constitution.
So by your actions at this moment, right, you are not upholding the Constitution and you are asking unlawful.
Excuse me, don't touch me, that's assault.
That was a play they'd run before. Right. You talk about the Constitution like a crazy American. I will turn around and suddenly run towards a line of police, and I will run into them. And I don't know about the definition of this assault by the law, but I think you running into people with your physical body is a little bit more assault than someone standing still.
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer, but I've watched a lot of, CSI and stuff like that. So the question is, why aren't they letting this woman in? She was on a ballot. She wanted to count the ballots. She was there, see the legal count. Why won't they let her in? Let's find out.
You're restricting my entry into this building.
If you want to come in, all you have to do is put on a mask.
I don't consent to putting on your mask.
Well, then you don't get in.
But you're trying to force me to do something.
I'm not trying to force you to do anything.
I do not consent. I want to go into this building.
I do not consent. So, Steve, this brings us to a place that you and I discuss a lot, which is basically the whole right to wear a mask, the right not to wear a mask. Now, the question is, in this moment, is anyone requiring her to wear a mask against her consent?
No.
No. Are they asking her to follow what looks like probably the law, since there's police there, where you have to wear a mask to go inside a public place?
Looks like it. I don't know if it's law, but as you say, but following the rules.
So, I think the technical term here is that she's full of shit. Does that make sense? It's just, are you exhausted by this logical argument? Because we both, again, you mentioned earlier, we do the right-wing media stuff, and it's circular, isn't it?
Oh,
It never ends. And they've been asking for the right not to wear a mask. So now we're asking for the right to wear a mask. And in this case, she was required to wear a mask if she wants to.
Yeah.
She wasn't getting anywhere. Yeah.
I was going to say, it's the same argument that people come up against all the time. Like, it's just, you don't have to wear a mask. You can or you can't. There's a consequence for one of those actions. No one's forcing you to learn how to drive, but there is a consequence with you not decide. If you decide not to, your life will be slightly different. How do you not get that?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And if you decide not to learn how to drive and you get in a car, that's a different consequence. Yeah. Probably one more affecting the people around you, just like not wearing a mask.
She would have got through those police, though.
She would have done. Not that we're not endorsing that. So she's failed to bulldoze her way through. She's failed to argue logic because she has none. So she's bringing up here the golden yo mama defense.
Your mother be very proud of you.
My mother will be absolutely ecstatic. Thanks very much for asking about her.
I think we are all that police officer's mother right now. I think we are all ecstatic. Yep. So she's gone through, logic has failed. She can't make up law. The yo mama thing didn't work. Now she's going to bring up her exposure.
Say some of my media channels are bigger than Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Labour, the Greens and the Social Democrats put together. I have 6 times more following than the President and 6 times more following than the Taoiseach.
That's pretty impressive, right? But this is where Officer Hugh, which I think was his name, became an absolute legend when he responded with this.
Than the President and 6 times more following than the Taoiseach. Okay?
But less than David Beckham.
Boom, motherfucker. You got less than David Beckham. That is just, I mean, that guy, we should have him on the show.
Yeah.
He should get his own comic solving problems channel or special or something like that.
Tell him how many people we've got following on social media.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I decided to have a look into Dolores' social media because she's bringing that up, that she's got all this power behind her. So I thought, let's have a look. Let's check out her Twitter. We've got it right here. So she's not following anyone. She has 8,000 followers on Twitter. Now, to be honest, she does have more than I do. But you've got at least, 3 times that. So I think if we combine our Twitter plus the comic solving problems, which doesn't really add anything to it, she's, we're doing better than her. But she's only sent 1 tweet. She's not a big twit. And if you go on that tweet, it does lead to her YouTube channel. So let's have a look at her YouTube channel, right? Because that's another part of social media. And there's her YouTube channel. So it looks like she's had her 3 strikes, it would seem. So
doing Gollum
that means
impression.
Our YouTube channel has more subscribers than she does. So the Taoiseach may have blah, 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 whatever that Taoiseach is. No one knows. But if you want to watch videos by Dolores, you still can, but you can't find them on YouTube. You can't find them on brand new tube, which is a real thing that I've been on now, which is pretty amazing, isn't it? Are we on brand new tube?
Not yet, but now you've told me about it.
I know, but I don't think we want to be on there. I've looked at some of the other people. I just love that they've named it, because if you say it right, like, oh, have you seen my YouTube show? If you say it right, oh, I've got a brand new YouTube show. I've got a brand new tube. They've just, the sound that they've gone for the ooh sound, like, oh, it's brand new tube. It's brand poo-poo. It's brand new poo-poo tube. Poob tube. Whatever it is, they just, as long as it sounds with the ooh sound in there. But if you look at the tagline that they've got, it's build it and they will come, which is also the slogan for PornTube. Doesn't rhyme, but it gets you there in time, which is the important thing. So she's not big on Twitter.
On that too.
Oh God, I hope not. She's not big on Twitter. She's not on YouTube. But what about Facebook, the protector of democracy? Oh, she's still there with 14,000 followers. Okay, good. So now we can see. But then again, she's gotten to 14,000 followers on YouTube, spouting off stuff that, I would argue is not true and is completely crazy. How are we doing on the old Facebook there, Steve, with comic solving problems? 30 people follow this. So
yeah, maybe we should spout more rubbish.
I think that we need to have a serious rejig. We're going to be relaunching again in September. Just saying.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be burning some stuff. Burning that pocket square you got going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it because I don't want YouTube to cancel this show, but just saying, maybe we need to stand up for ourselves and find out whose mamas be proud of us.
How's she doing on TikTok?
Well, to be fair, Officer Hugh on TikTok saying that thing about David Beckham is doing very well.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you for watching this from Comic Solving Problems.
And if you feel like it, go ahead and like the video.
Or subscribe. Commitment.